And welcome to What the Fuck Tuesday, which we have not done in like forever. But yes, it's really like what the fuck whenever, as we have decided. So sometimes it's on Tuesday, sometimes it's on Wednesday, sometimes it's on Friday, sometimes it's on Saturday. It's just, whenever. So the smartest choice is for you to become a subscriber to the channel. So you will get and hit that instant notification thingy. So you know whenever is, you'll find that out. So what tonight's show is an advice column that is it consists of questions that people have previously submitted for response. So this isn't the show where you call in and get your question answered right then and there. We do those, but this is not that show. These are all people who have written in prior to tonight's broadcast. Their letters were selected by my lovely cousin Candace and put into this thick packet of papers. I read the questions for the first time. That's why there's a cover sheet here, so I don't get to see anything in advance, even when I print it out. And I read the questions to you, and then I think about it, and then I give an answer off the top of my big head. And the reason why I can do that so quickly and easily and thoughtfully and thoroughly is because I have more than 30 years of experience at doing this. So I will be imparting all of my wisdom, knowledge, and messed up experiences, plus the experiences that I've learned, from other people sharing theirs with you so that you don't make the same mistakes that these people did. Okay, so let's get started. Let us get started. Oh, let me go over here to the chat so I can see who's all here. What's up? Glad to see everybody. I suppose everybody, they people not used to the show being on Tuesday anymore, so they're probably like, "What? I missed it." That's what's going to happen. I missed it. I didn't know it was on Tuesday, and I forgot to go out and promote it on Facebook and all that stuff. I was too busy today doing other stuff. So let's get started. Question number one. We have usually 25 questions, and that's what the cover page said today. 25. This young lady is in the 20 to 34 age group. She's Asian from San Diego, California. The male in question is 35 to 42, and he is Caucasian. Summary of issue. My boyfriend, quote, forgot his wallet and was proud to make me pay. Was he right for doing that and getting mad when I got upset? My boyfriend of 2.5 years took me out to eat breakfast on Mother's Day. After we finished eating, he realized he forgot his wallet. I wasn't upset and told him it's okay, I got it. He later suggested that we go watch a movie, but he passed out in the car. So we just went home and I told him to sleep. He worked 13 hours the night before, so I wasn't upset that he was tired. I understand why he was sleepy. During that time, I cleaned the house and watched some videos on my phone. Later, around 7 o'clock, I asked if we could go eat at my favorite spot, and he said sure. He looked for his wallet, which was in his shorts, and got ready. We ordered the usual, and when it was time to pay, he said he forgot his wallet. This is on Mother's Day, Deb. We both have 2 children from previous marriages. I was silent but surprised because I saw him grab his wallet while getting ready. But okay, I paid and we walked back to the car. During the ride home, he was gloating about how it has been a great Mother's Day for him. A free breakfast and a good long nap. Wow. And a free dinner. how his cousins were going to laugh about it when he tells them how he made me pay for everything today. I got really upset. I felt like just a joke to him. The next morning, he asked me what was wrong, and as he put the money from that I spent yesterday in my purse. I took the money out and said to him that it's not the money that I'm mad about. It's how he made fun of me and how instead of him apologizing, he made a joke out of it. He got mad at me for being angry at him. Which one of us two is actually wrong here and why? Well, I mean, from my perspective, it sounded like he was playing some kind of silly games. No, he gave her the money, Maggie, so it's not cheapskate. He did give her the money. But that's not the point. The point is he did a setup so that he could act like a big pimp on Mother's Day. And you're a mom. And you're young, so that means your kids are young too. And he thought that's funny. And he's going to go and brag like an adolescent to his cousins about how he just totally gamed on you and tricked you and then ridiculed you in the car. I'm not feeling dude at all. See, this, I mean, not a lot of women will be like, oh, that's not that big of a deal. But see, to me, when you disrespect me and even joke about disrespecting me, like with running to his cousins and bragging like that would be, then I'm done with you. And I don't care about 2.5 years, because then we going into the sunk cost fallacy zone where you're just going to throw good time after bad. And to me, a man who would even think to do something like that to a woman he's supposed to love and respect and care about is a super big, like honking red flag. That whatever it is this belief you have about how he cares about you, it's not true. Because men who respect and love and admire their women don't do things like that to them. You need to understand it. I mean, I know you understand it on a emotional level, but in your mind, I don't think you're really ready to accept what this really means. This relationship is over. And he's mad because you called him out on it. But you have to think about, okay, so if you accept this disrespect, then what's he gonna do next time? Because he wants you to just forget it like it never happened. So you do this, let's say you do that. And then the next situation comes up and he does something similar or even worse. Worse, he does it in front of other people. That's usually the next step after something like this. Right now, he's talking about telling other people. The next time he's going to do it in front of other people and have them part of, laughing at you as well. Are you going to stick around for that kind of public humiliation? Because that's where this is going. Right, ladies? You want you to accept disrespect? They just the ante keeps going up. They don't stop because you cry and get angry and all stuff. They don't stop. They turn it around and say, well, you're wrong because you got upset at his quote joke. But it's like, motherfucker, keep your day job because ain't nobody laughing at your tired, stupid ass jokes. They're not funny. So I don't know what you're ultimately going to do, because it doesn't sound like any of the children that you have are by him. So you're not really tied to him. You left up the baby daddy, all right. So you could leave his ass too. And when you see situations like that, where men are divorced, do you understand why there are other women left him? And I would tell him to ask that too. See, she feels like, he wants you to break up with him. I don't know if it's that serious, but that's what I would definitely do though. Because it's like, I'm not sure what his, what kind of ego boost was he looking for to game on you like that? He's like in this pimp mode or something. It's just the weirdest thing. Dudes are so immature these days. It's like you just never know where they're coming from. Somebody in their 30s is acting like they act like teenagers. Then in their 40s, they act like they're 21. No maturity, no emotional intelligence, no nothing. No empathy, no nothing. It's like every guy out there in the dating pool is like a narcissist and just weird. Just something's wrong with them. No emotional intelligence whatsoever. So you think about this and how long you want to stick around and accept this kind of treatment, because this is only the beginning. That's what I have to say to you. Personally, I would have deuced out, and I wouldn't have paid. Shep would have paid for mine and left him there to figure out what he's going to do about paying for his half. That's what I would have done. Fuck him. Question number 2. This is a female in the 28 to 34 age group. She's African American from Sacramento, California. Summary of issue. Another man sent me some money and my boyfriend got upset. So I work in healthcare and it was Nurses Week. Yesterday, I posted this, whenever yesterday was. I posted a story saying that I needed some caffeine to stay awake while at work, just for fun. It wasn't a cry for help, asking people to pay for my coffee. I could pay for my own damn coffee. I barely showed my face in this picture. I did it because I was bored and I just wanted to post something on Instagram because I was having a rough shift trying to stay awake. A guy I grew up with messaged me asking for my Cash App and he sent me $15. I was very grateful for it and he acknowledged me working hard because one day I ran into him at my job because I took care of his mom. So he knows firsthand all that I do at my job. I told my boyfriend that he sent me Cash App for my recognition week gift. He got upset with me that another man sent me money and he's making up these scenarios that I like this guy and I talk to him on a regular basis and basically want to be with this guy. He knows him as well. We all grew up together. Okay, so you went home like an idiot, opened your big blubbery lips and told him that some other man gave you money. Are you crazy? What did you do that for? That don't have shit to do with your relationship or your boyfriend. Something, women, this is what I talk about all the time. Women talk too fucking much. They just be telling everything. Just because you sleeping with some clown, he don't need to know everything that goes on in your life, especially anything that involves another man, whether the man is your boss, a coworker, your brother, your uncle, your daddy. They don't need to know what other men do for you. Okay? I don't know how many times I have to make that plain, but women talk too goddamn much. Want to just tell every fucking thing. You should have kept your goddamn mouth closed. Now all this bullshit that I know you get ready to tell me now, this is because you just don't know how to shut up. Over 15 fucking dollars. I give that much to homeless people, and you don't be bragging them out of the stuff. Canadian brother, what? Oh, you could probably be here because it's on a Tuesday, huh? Child. Let me continue with this drama. Okay. He knows him as well. We all grew up together. Okay, now he's making me feel bad because I gave him my Cash App and messaged him back. But he was just trying to be nice to me. My boyfriend blocked me on Instagram after the fact, and I kept telling him rather, I don't want to be with this other guy, and he's not even trying to listen to me to see it in a different perspective. I'm just so confused now, and I'm feeling bad about giving this guy my Cash App. And now my boyfriend is barely talking to me. What should I do to fix this? Get a new boyfriend. That's what you should do. And then the second thing that you should do is learn to keep your goddamn mouth closed. You don't be telling men everything. That's something he didn't even need to know. But here you go, because you don't have shit else going on in your life. So you just want to go rattling off at the mouth, telling him everything. The best thing you could do is, your boyfriend blocked you on Instagram. Who gives a shit? You act like Instagram is so now it posts all kind of stuff about my boyfriend is a big ass baby. He's mad because another man gave me $15. That motherfucker has never cashed after me a dime. But he mad because somebody else did. I would clown him. Yeah, the guy is grateful. She took care of his mother. I mean, to me, like, she took care of your mother. You only gave her $15. That ain't shit, really, in the grand scheme of things. But I mean, we don't know what dude's financial situation is, so maybe that's a lot for him. You know what I mean? So you don't really question it. But I'm just saying, somebody took care of your special care of your mama when she was sitting in the hospital. I think that's worth more than $15. But like I said, we don't know. Dude might not be working or whatever, so we don't really know. But I would just say, and that's generally the theme here. In case people don't really understand it, I have to show you guys my T-shirt. My T-shirt. It says exactly. That's what I'm saying. T and Taylor. The man sent her $15. The boyfriend ain't sent her a red cent. I put that on my Instagram. Since he blocked her, he'll never see it. It says, I'm not rude. I just have the balls to say what everyone else is thinking. And that is the theme of this show, right? Mom, what's up, girl? Long time no see. It's like everybody rolling through here. It's like, I'm with you, TNTC. That's what we. Boyfriend didn't do shit, but he gonna complain about what some other man did, and I would tell his ass that too. Where's the gift that you got me for Nurses Week? Oh, it's invisible. I don't see it. Well, then you need to shut up and not say nothing. And you keep complaining about this. It might be a good thing for me to go and keep talking to the other guy and switch you out with him. Sound like he's at least more in my corner than your ass. I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't do well with men like this. Because when they start saying stuff like this, y'all told y'all how I match energy. I match energy. So you're gonna be throwing that kind of energy, I'm gonna throw it right back. Well, you with that motherfucker? Yeah, you right. I sure am gonna try to be after this. Because I can see that at least he ain't stupid and he's grateful and polite and kind. Way better than your ass, because you sure haven't got me shit from Nurses Week. You haven't even said thank you for putting in all the work that you did during COVID and stuff. You ain't done shit. But you want to complain about what somebody else does. Do nothing ass motherfucker. Get out of here. These kind of men piss me off, as you can tell. So anyway, girl, I don't know what you're gonna do, but if I was you, I would be switching his ass out and just say, you block me on Instagram, just keep on doing it. Block me on your phone, block me on your email, block me from your life, because I'm done here. Question number 3. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's Latina from Tucson, Arizona. The male in question is the same age group, 22 to 27, and he's Caucasian. Summary of issue. Should I break up with my boyfriend? Well, if you have to ask the question, generally the answer is yes. I've been officially with my boyfriend for around 6 months now. At the start of our relationship, we were making out a lot and having nook at least once a week. But for the past 5 months, we haven't done it or made out at all because his drive is just gone. From 22 to 27, must be that popcorn. That's what I'm saying. If you got to ask, the answer is always yes. When I brought it up, he asked me not to and just let his drive come back naturally, but he is still physically attracted to me. I love him with my whole heart and have never felt this way about anyone. He still tells me he loves me and all that, but I just feel like we are just best friends who occasionally hold hands and give each other little kisses. I constantly shower him with gifts and affection, but don't feel like I get much in return. Then why don't you stop doing it? I want to talk to him about it, but I'm scared of him leaving me because last time he suggested breaking up if I can't deal with it. Okay, well there you go. He's trying to get you to accept reality. He's done with this relationship. So you've been in it for 6 months, and 5 months he hasn't touched you except to hold your hand like a buddy. What does that tell you? That this figment of your imagination of relationship that you think you don't have it. He's in a relationship with someone else. Accept reality and deuce out on this. And he buying him gifts and all that stuff. Of course, he's gonna take it because he's the little pimp. That's what they do. There's a part of me that just like to break up with him and let him go so he can do what he wants. But there's another part of me that's like, wait it out. Things will get better. And if you let him go, you'll see him treat someone else better and it will destroy you. Wow, you are so full of fear and talking stupid to yourself. Should I break up with him? I really don't want to, but I don't know what else to do. Absolutely. You're going to keep it up, keep disrespecting yourself and letting him just treat you like trash until you just find him in bed with the other woman, and then you're going to finally accept reality. He's giving you every single clue that there is to give, and you just don't want to let go. Just hanging on like a koala to this man. Like it's somebody that you've only been dealing with for 6 months. And like I said, 5 months, he hasn't touched you. So the relationship was over after 1 month. That's what that means. And you just still hanging on, hanging on, hanging on. He didn't catch the clap for 6 months. She's 5 months rather. She said it's been 5 months since he touched her. They just hold hands like buddies, like friends. That you get a shot and pop some pills. That's remedied within a week. Question number 4. This is a male in the 28 to 34 age group from Montreal, Canada. Summary of issue. Why is it so hard to convince Gen Zers that dating in the 2000s and early 2010s was vastly easier than now? Okay, so in the late 2000s and 2010s, I'd actually get matches on dating apps. We'd actually meet in person, and if things didn't work out, they would actually text me and break it off. After COVID, everyone became more neurotic and normalized rude behavior and terrible communication. Now you just have a massive pool of people who agree to go on a date, are a bit squishy on committing to firm dates and times, enforce boundaries by ghosting while also ignoring friends and people they care about all the time for no reason and insisting it isn't intentional regardless. Also, sending nudes used to mean something, but you have to take it with a grain of salt today because people do it to people they aren't even interested in. They do? Why am I supposed to believe that there's something wrong with me if the majority of daters act this way and treat everyone like this? Well, why would you think it's you? I never think anything is me when it's some. I just, that thought never even crosses my mind. It's me. It's always the other person in my world. Always. I don't know. Maybe that's a bit narcissistic, but I'm sorry. That's just how I think. There's never the problem's never me. It's always you. You're the problem. You, them, they, all y'all are the problem. It's not me. Yeah, it used to mean something. When the internet first, except for the D pics, those didn't mean anything. But like if a woman sent, a picture to a guy, it meant something to her that she liked him. But now they just do it just, because I guess I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Last time I was in Canada, where did I go? Victoria or somewhere like that. That was the extent of my trips into Canada. Haven't been back. I don't know what to say. I can't even say that, dating was easier then. Maybe it was. I don't know, because we used to go out to clubs and stuff. That's where I got most of my dates. I'd go to parties and clubs. I knew a lot of the promoters here in the East Bay, and they were always doing nice singles events. I even got into that business myself for a minute and did, events and stuff around the Bay Area. And, people would go out and dress up nice, and everybody would be conversing and dancing and changing numbers and laughing and having a good time and stuff. So I don't know people nowadays, they don't even want to talk to you, they just want to text. So things, I have to agree with him, things have changed, communication has changed, and it makes it really difficult to establish something when you never really have a deep meaningful conversation with the person. They just want to text you to death. I don't understand it, but whatever. Let's move on to question number 5. This is a young man in the 18 to 21 age group of mixed racial heritage from Vancouver. Summary of the issue. Why do some men have a disdain for women in general? Well, honey, we don't know the answer to that. We've been talking about that for 20 years. When I say men have a disdain, I don't mean incels. I mean men who have normal relationships with women, but still somehow have a general disdain for them. I've talked to guys my age and older who just don't seem to care for women in general unless Nook Nook is involved. And even when they have a girlfriend, they don't seem to think too highly of her either. Is this just a natural behavior of men these days? I wasn't raised that way and find it confusing. I ask because I'm curious as to if when I start to feel if I start will start to feel the same way once I have a girlfriend. No, because you haven't been raised that way. And what you have to realize too, a lot of these guys don't really feel that way. But what they do is try to be, if they're around guys that express that kind of concern because they don't want to be a quote simp. So he may feel something completely different, but the he's gonna put on this persona around other guys to seem like he's hard and he's unbothered, and he don't care about these bees, and he ain't simping for nobody, and this and that. So it's a persona. Some of it, a lot of it. They're just trying to get. They want to get the approval of other guys, and so they don't hang around with men who are happily in relationships, honest about their feelings, married, and who love their women and stuff. They don't hang around with them guys because otherwise they would be having a different agenda put into their head, different programming. They would be appreciative, they would be loving, they would learn to show affection. But if you hang around with jackleg knuckleheads all the time, well, then that's going to be the messages that get fed into your head. That's why it's very important for parents, as your sons are growing up. I hate to tell people that, they're like, well, my son should be able to make his own decisions. Most boys, like 99% of boys, are followers. They're gonna listen to what the other dudes say, and they're gonna be part of the crowd with the other guys. If the other guys do some crook shit that you told your son not to do, he wasn't raised like that. Ain't nobody in your family been in jail, and he's gonna go around with his friends because he wants to be part of the crowd. And that is the majority of how most young men get in trouble. Being followers instead of leaders. So you got to teach your son to turn his back to the crowd and walk his own path, no matter how hard it is, no matter how he has to be alone to do it. You have to teach them that. They can't always be part of a pack because, the pack will take you in a fucked up direction. And the next thing you know, you in jail with your pack for 20 years trying to be part of something that you didn't have no business being a part of. Yeah, I know online they do. Then they want, but then they get offline and then they're married and got a couple of kids and happy as a clam. But online they putting on this persona and making these weird videos like, yeah, these bees, this, and that, and that's not really who they are. But they do it because those guys give them money. They listen to them and they, big up their shows and they get a lot of viewership and they get ads and all this kind of stuff. It's all connected. So the more eyeballs you have, the more money your channel makes. And then, you got people donating to you and stuff like that because you doing all this nasty talk about women and they be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And they send you $5, $5. Well, you got, 400 or 500 people sending you $5. That's a lot of money. Yeah, they don't even be ashamed of showing their face and talking all that smack. I just couldn't do it if I were a guy. I just would, be like, y'all stupid. That's why y'all over there with Five Finger Mary and Pamela, and I got a bevy of women calling me to say, when am I going to be free to come over for a home cooked dinner? That ain't you, because you don't know how to talk to women and you don't know how to act. So there you go. I don't, so I don't know what to tell you other than that, but you're going to have to make a decision about the men on an individual basis. Make sure, if they're really talking that talk, are they walking that walk? Look on both sides of the coin. Question number 6. This is a female, 22 to 27, from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Summary issue: why is everyone in a rush? So I'm a 27-year-old female, and I've been dating for a while. I've been on a lot of dates the past 2 years, and I've noticed one constant. It's like after 2 to 3 dates with someone, if you're not completely obsessed with them, they freak out. I've had multiple men tell me something feels off. I always tell them it's because I like to move slow. I won't even have look until I'm committed to the relationship, which takes a few months for me. I like to be friends first and then go from there. I've had enough toxic relationships in the past and know they all started out way too fast. I tell everyone this at the beginning, but it's so frustrating that everybody is in a rush. Why do you think that is? Because they know that they don't really want to be in a relationship. They're just trying to rush to the good part, which is the booty. You are throwing off their game plan by making them slow down and really expose who they are emotionally and mentally. And so they don't know they're not used to that. I mean, just think about all the girls that write to this column. They're like 3 days, okay, within a month they living with the dude. Okay, in what world does that even make any sense? You barely know this clown. And here you are living with him. You done gave up your place and all this stuff. It's like the women, they're just so desperate and globbing onto these men. And so that's what the guys are used to. They're used to women sleeping with them real fast, telling them they love them real fast, committing like overnight, moving in with them like overnight, or letting him move into their place. So it's like it's a different, everything is speeded up. But what's also speeded up is the breakup. Because you jump over from, you just go from A to Z. All the stuff in between is what you're supposed to use to take your time to determine if this person is even right for you. Should you continue dating them? By the time you get to D, there's a decision to be made. Do we go to E? Maybe not. Maybe this is where we stop and we only went to D. Somebody else might make it to, LMNOP. And then you see like, oh, brakes, red flags, I'm out. So, you have to take your time and let people expose who and what they are. And what these guys are hoping is that you will you will bypass all those steps so he can just run in with his superficial nonsense, tap that ass, and then, make a few months or weeks of fakery and then deuce out. That's what they're doing. That's their pattern. So you're throwing their game plan off. But I suggest you continue to do what's comfortable for you. Don't worry about what other people do. Don't let them throw off your timeline. And you will eventually find a man who wants to move things along at the speed that you do. And, because he's also been involved in toxic relationships with women that, everything started off too fast. So, you're supposed to live and learn from your mistakes, not keep repeating them. Unfortunately, so many people do that, though. keep repeating the same silly mistakes and making the same retarded choices. Question number 7. This is a young lady in the 20 to 34 age group. She's African American from Oakland, California, a home girl. Okay, summer issue. Why is not liking the beach such a deal breaker? I hate hot weather. I hate the sun. Damn. I hate the heat. I hate showing certain parts of my body. I hate the water. Okay. Okay. I hate the beach. But it seems like that's such an issue for people. Whenever I talk to guys, it turns out that I would be down to go to the beach with them. And the guy I'm seeing now says his perfect day would be going to the beach. I'm not into it, and he looked disappointed and then said, "This is not going to work." Look on his face. Like, seriously? Why is everyone so obsessed with being in a body of water in sweltering heat in their bikinis and swim trunks? If anything, just go without me. It just frustrates me because even if I sucked it up and went, I just can't show parts of my body. It's awful. And I can't get my hair wet. But what's the deal with everybody loving beaches and having to have someone who loves it too? That's the whole, but see, you're looking at this wrong. People, whatever it is that they like, they want a partner in a relationship that likes it too. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you're like into working out at the gym, well, you want a person who likes to, stay fit too. Y'all can work out together sometimes, not all the time. If you are a vegetarian or vegan, most likely you would choose a person who, has a similar outlook and philosophy on food and nutrition and, animals and stuff as you do. If you like to, I don't know, you like to read all the time, then normally you would want a person who also enjoys literature and reading and stuff like that. It gives you guys some common ground. So I'm not really understanding what the problem is here. You just don't like the beach, and so you need to find somebody who also doesn't like the beach, and then you'll be fine. There's only beaches around here. I mean, you got to go to Marin County. I mean, it's a pretty decent beach in Alameda, I guess. We used to go to that sometimes. I go over to San Francisco, go to the beach over there. It's cold there though, but at least it's a beach. Or you can go down the coast and stuff. It's pretty. You take a nice drive in there. You go to the beach down there in Carmel and Monterey and all of that. But the bottom line is, if that's not for you, then just make that known from the get-go. Maybe if you on the swipey things, put that on your profile. I hate the beach. So those people who want to, who like the beach will know from the get-go, and they won't even match with you, right? Bypass you by, then you won't have this problem. But one thing about them beaches, okay, in Texas, went to Galveston to go to the beach. Why did they have these things called sand fleas? I'd never seen no shit like that before. You just sit there and see these little things hopping around and stuff, and they was getting on people. Then they want to bite you and whatnot. Oh no, I was so good. I was like, okay, I'm leaving. I'm not coming back. But it was pretty. It looked pretty. But I can't deal with animal life trying to get on me. That don't work for them. Question number 9. This is a female in the 20 to 34 age group. She's African American from Atlanta. Summary of issue. The dating pool is garbage. Be careful out there. I actually went out with a convicted Nook offender. Dab, and she put like 500 exclamation mark. I have to tell you another twisted story about online dating. Okay, that's what we do here. We have a lot of those. So I met this guy on a swipey thing. We had a normal conversation, and he asked me out quickly, which I liked. From the start, though, things seemed a little off. He told me to pick the place. Then he told me to message him the next day to confirm, which I found off-putting, but figured, hey, I can't hurt to give him a chance. The first date was fine, good even. We had a nice conversation that flowed well, and we're there 2 to 3 hours, I'd say. I walked away feeling like the guy had no real red flags and agreed to go out again. The second date, again, seemed to go well. We walked around the park together and got dinner. We seemed to have a lot in common. He was nice and he paid for everything. Yet something felt off, and I just couldn't figure out what it was. He was a bit different for sure, odd even. I kept thinking that he was going to end up clingy or controlling or jealous, so I couldn't really pinpoint why, because he was acting fine. He shared his location with me at the park because we couldn't find each other, and I kept thinking that he was going to expect me to share mine as well, which I'm not comfortable with. In the days that followed, he kept pushing me to hang out during the week, even though I said weeknights aren't good for me. He said he wanted to smoke a joint together, even though I said I'm not into all of that. And he kept offering to come over and, quote, help me with things, put my bike rack on my car, or bring me something when I mentioned having a stomach ache. Finally, I Googled his number, and the second listing was the S offender registry. He had been convicted of R-ing a minor. And I don't mean he was 18 and the girl was 16. The age difference was enough to be alarming. It looks like he went to jail, though he served a short sentence. It was a long time ago, too, and it looks like it was his only offense. But how do you move past something like that? Now I'm looking at all of our interactions through the lens of him being a literal artist, and I find it super icky and I'm shaken up. What would he have done if we went out again? He honestly reminds me a lot of Joe from You. What is that? I don't even know what that is. He seems nice and normal on the surface, but something is just way off. I'm not sure why I'm writing to you about this besides just getting it off my chest and encouraging everyone to really trust their intuition. I'm glad I looked him up, but it concerns me how close I came to convincing myself that nagging feeling was a lie. What if he had been dangerous but not a weirdo offender and I had gone out with him again? What if I hadn't Googled him? Well, your Gavin DeBecker, that book that came out, it was at the 90s, early 2000s, called The Gift of Fear. That book just like rolled through the world and just woke up a whole bunch of women about that being nice and talking themselves out of listening to their intuition. If you haven't read it, then you need to read it. Yeah, that's what Gavin DeBecker is the author, and it's a whole series of books. But the first one was The Gift of Fear, and then he wrote, there were some other books that came after that. But as a woman, young woman especially, you need to read that book, and you need to listen to what he's saying about trusting your gut. Tune into what you're feeling, and then act on it. Don't say, "Oh, I shouldn't think that. Oh, that's not nice. Oh, I'm just tripping. Don't ever do that. You have female intuition for a reason. It's there to protect you. Listen to it. It could be something as simple as don't get on this bus or drive a different route today. Listen to your voice. I always do. I've avoided all kinds of, like, I mean, something as simple as like a traffic, blocked up traffic from an accident that happened just as I was starting to get on the road or something like, but I circumvented it because my intuition told me, don't go that way, go this other way. Even though it might seem like that's out of the way, I'm like, okay, well, let's do it. And then I listen to myself, and it's never done me wrong. So that's a valuable lesson. I'm so happy that you listened to yourself and found out what this guy was. And I'm glad you didn't let him come to your house. See, when they do start being pushy like that, you said no, and he gonna keep asking anyway and trying to insist. That's when you know you need to like cut them off. You cut them off immediately. You don't let some man try to nag and wiggle his way into your life in a way that you don't want him to. When they don't respect your no, you say, well, I said no, and it seems like you have a problem understanding what that means. So let's just end this here. Because one thing I'm not gonna do is have to defend my no against anybody for any reason. And then you just hang up and block them. I mean, it's not hard. You don't have to be nice ever. You protect yourself. You should be your first priority at all times. All right, let's move on to the question number 10 of 25. We got 25 questions today. Oh, you know what we're going to do? Let me show you. We got coming up next month, so it's time for you to start sending in your stuff for this show we do every summer. The Dusty News Network broadcast is full of funny little things that, we basically clown. That's what we do. So examples like this. Okay, this example of the kinds of things that we show and we discuss on the show. The show makes no sense. It's not no kind of, uplifting, inspirational thing. It's just laughing at stupidity that men and women post on the web. This one is so funny. I just love this one. It rarely does this work, so it waddles off to a rock and humps that instead. So it's in a hole and passing line. That's what these men do when they sit in a car on the street and just hollering at women that walk by. It's the same principle. They're just like the kakapo bird. And then here's another one. That's so me. And here's my final example of what. So these are the kind of stuff that you should be looking for, to send in for the Dusty News Network. And what do you send in? You send in your screenshot of the graphic that you download, whatever, to survivingdating@gmail.com. That's survivingdating, all one word, at gmail.com. And you make the subject line DNN, or you can type out Dusty News. It doesn't matter. They go into the same folder. And then we pull what you send in and we put them on slides, and then we just go through them and just howl. That's what we do. That's our summer program. It goes on for about 6-7 weeks. Not long, but that's what we do. Every summer, we just take a break from serious relationship stuff, and we just laugh for a few weeks, and then we go back to regular scheduled programming. Shay, I'm gonna send you an email, Shay, because we have a possible sponsor coming up for a hair product, and I wanted to see if you wanted to test it. So I'll reach out to you and talk about it. So I used it, and I'm going to post a picture on the community wall of what my hair looked like. This stuff is fabulous. You guys know I don't really use commercial products. I make my own soap nut shampoo. Been making it for years. I don't use commercial shampoos. I don't use commercial conditioners. But somehow I looked up on this stuff. I don't remember even how I found out about it. And I ordered some and I tried it, and it was just like a miracle. Like my hair was like, oh, and so I was like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. So I wrote the company and asked about a collaboration. They were very receptive. And so we're going to do that and, post a video at some point about how your hair looks before and after. And then they also they offered us a discount coupon. So all of that will be coming up within a couple of weeks as soon as I line up some people to do the hair, to do the testing for the product and record it. And then I'll edit a video and put it together. And that's what we're going to do. So it'll be my first commercial, collaboration on this channel, because I just really just avoided that. People approached me and I just said, no, this is the first company that I wanted to do a collaboration with. And so I reached out to them. So that shows you this is different. Okay. This is a different situation. Okay. Yeah. I'll email you. Maybe tonight, but I don't know. I'm tired. It might not be till tomorrow, but soon. And then we'll get that situated. All right, let's get back to these letters. Let's get back to this the advice column. What the fuck Tuesday, which we haven't had in a long time. Okay, this is question number 10. This is from a female 35 to 42. She's Caucasian from the UK. Some issue. My child's teacher is favoring one child in class all the time, and my kid is upset. Teacher of reception age, kids, I don't know what that is in the UK. What's reception age? Is that like elementary school? Is favoring one particular boy all the time. It's very obvious, too. He's in every photo. He always gets loads of stickers. Winning in top sets, a definite golden child. Is the teacher male or female? If this teacher is male, I'd be highly suspicious of this. You looking at it like it's a problem for your kid. I'm thinking it's a problem for that kid. My son is similar in ability and paired with him in certain situations. However, behavior and character, they are a little different. My son is a strong-willed character. He's bright. He takes no fool and is slow to warm up. The other kid is what I call easy temperament, always smiling and easygoing. But lately, my son has become upset about going to school. I think the golden child has been favored over him many times and is now rubbing off. He asked me, why is he always chosen and going first and not me? What do I do about this? I don't want to tell the teacher about favoring my child, but in the same breath, my child is clearly being impacted here. What would you diplomatically do? I would go to the teacher and I would ask how he or she, because you didn't specify, how he or she makes the selections for the children to do these things. And then listen to whatever he or she has to say and then say, well, noticing certain things. It seems like you might have a little bias in who you choose to partake in these things. So might I suggest, to make things fair and equitable, you have to use that word equitable, and don't make it seem like it's your child, you want your kid up there like his. That's not the point. To make it equitable so all the children have equal opportunity, why not put their names into a bucket or something like that, and then draw one out and give everybody an equal chance and opportunity? Why not do something like that? Because the way that it's going down, it appears that there's favoritism, and that is not a good look for the teacher or for the children's self-confidence and self-esteem. That's what I would say to the teacher. Then if the teacher didn't do nothing, then I would go over the teacher's head to the principal. And then if they still didn't do nothing, then I would go to the school board and talk about it. Like I said, if this teacher is a male teacher showing all this favoritism to a young male student, I'd be highly suspicious that this is some inappropriate interest. And I would be telling that kid's parents, you better watch your kid and watch this teacher. Don't think just because somebody's a teacher that they all, all on the up and up. When I had a teacher in junior high school, he was our choir director. And one of my friends, he had her come to the thing, school is supposed to be lunchtime, all the kids are outside. He had her come into into the choir room and locked her in there. She never told me what happened, but I could tell she was upset. So I think he had some inappropriate interest. He used to look at her all the time. I don't know. I think, I was protected from a lot of stuff because my dad was crazy and everybody knew he was crazy. He had a license to pack a gun. He used to take care with him everywhere he went. And he just looked like a thug. And so nobody would really mess with me too much because they were afraid of my daddy shooting them. And he did shoot a couple of people. One guy died and he didn't go to jail either. So I just, what is your thought on the teacher having his female students take down his braids? Who did that? No. I mean, unless he was paying them. Is he paying them to do that? With the parents' full knowledge and consent? Or is this some undercover sneaky shit that he just had them do in the dark in the classroom when everybody else was gone? No? Oh, no. Then hell no. 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 See, like if a teacher approached me and said, I need some help getting out my braids down, and I wanted to hire 2 of the students to do it because they do braids. They braid each other's hair all the time. I thought they would do it. I'm going to pay them, $30 each or whatever like that. And I invite you to, be there to watch. We'll do it in the school or something like that. He recorded them. They were middle schoolers, not even high schoolers. Oh, hell no. Those are like 12, 13, 14-year-olds. Mm-mm. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, he should have got suspended. That's not a suspended. That's a firing right there. That's very inappropriate. Wow. Yeah, because it costs money to get to get your braids taken down. That's very labor intensive. I don't know. These people be so sus. It's not even funny. Okay. That's how I would approach that situation. Because I'm going to say this. There's 2 factors here. One, that's your child's interpretation of it. You don't really know if that's really the way that it went down or not, right? I mean, it could be based on like grades or something. There could be some extenuating circumstances that your child is unaware of, and you don't know because your child didn't tell you. Okay, so you don't want to jump to conclusions and just start lighting people up based on what your kid said. You got to do more. That's why I said you go to the school and you ask questions like, how are you, selecting these people? You get the information directly from the teacher, not hearsay from the kid who's got emotionally involved. Secondly, depending upon what you hear, this is one of the things that you have. This is a hard lesson. This is a life lesson. Your kid, it's not going to always be equitable. It's not always going to be fair. Life ain't like that. And you need to start teaching your kid that. Sometimes people are just going to be better than you. Sometimes people are going to look better than you. They're going to be taller than you. They're going to have a better figure than you. They're going to make more money than you. They're going to have better opportunities than you. They're going to be having better education than you. They're going to have rich parents that you don't have. They're going to live in a better house than you. They're going to have a driver, better car than you. They're going to have a higher position than you. You cannot always look at other people, compare yourself to them. You just do the best that you can do for where you are right now and strive to be that way then. But you don't go complaining about what somebody else is to try to bring them down because you mad because you're not up there where they are. That's something that parents need to teach. I saw this thing on what was it, Instagram today. This woman was talking about she got a call from the school at her son's school because they were playing soccer, right? So two kids playing soccer, and one of the kids was the goalie. And so the two kids, they kept getting past the goalie. The goalie sucked, and so they kept scoring points. The goalie got mad and went and complained to the principal that they were scoring too much and stuff, and it made him feel bad. And the principal, instead of using that as a life lesson, saying this is when you practice better and become a better goalie if that's the position that you want to play. Right now, it seems like you need some practice to get better. Okay, that was the lesson you're supposed to give this young man. Instead, what he did was call the mother, as mothers of the two kids were making all the points, to complain that this other kid was in his office crying because they are better players than him. Do you know how I would have cussed that principal out had that I gotten that call? Who does that? Because the kid is a little piss poor goalie, that's not, don't be trying to reduce the shine on my kid's greatness. And tell that kid he better suck it up and go practice some more then. That's all he had to do. But instead, he gonna call that woman on her job to come to the school so she could hear that bullshit. I'm like, oh my God. They would have known better than to call me with that stuff because I would have cussed him out. Can you believe it? That's that participation trophy stuff. I made a video about that years ago and how that has just ruined young men. Ruined them. Ruined them. They all think that they're going to get equal treatment for not doing shit, just being mediocre, milk toast, not striving to do anything, just showing up and barely that. And they still get a trophy anyway. So it just penalizes the stellar players who really try and practice and devote their time and energy to be better. They get the same trophy as the ones who just barely show up and don't do nothing. That's not fair and that's not right. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. Life don't work like that. So it's wrong to start teaching your kids that it does so they can get a reality check when they get older and be shocked and appalled when their face gets cracked, when they don't get a participation trophy on their jobs and stuff like that. They get fired instead. Question number 11. This is a female in the 28 to 34 age group, Caucasian from San Jose, California. Summary of issue. If Nook Nook is so easy to get, why do people lie so much to get it? I feel like we've gotten so comfortable calling people easy. While it's true that some people could exercise more discipline, I feel that we don't discuss the lengths that Nook Nook getters, in quote, often go to get others in bed. It's a bit contradictory to me. If people are just throwing Nook Nook around loosely, can't you get laid by just being yourself and being honest? Well, yes, you can. If you are a person of confidence and you know that once you hit them sheets, you got some skills. The ones who don't do that are the ones who know that they're going to be a disappointment in bed. So they have to manipulate and trick and lie to get people, or they're lying about something to cover up their life in their life. And they're trying to manipulate and coerce you into bed because they know that's the only way they can get you. That's why that happens. So let's see what else you got to say. Why can't you just be yourself and be honest? I witnessed people do things like, she made bullet points. Rent and furnish separate homes to make it look like they're not married. Yep, I ran into a guy like that. Him and some other dudes shared a condo in Baltimore. Photoshop STD results. Wow. Hide their true sexuality. Pretend to be interested in subjects or activities that they don't really like. Hide whole children. Pretend they're older or younger than they are. Make up entire identities. Or ask someone that doesn't have casual Nook Nook to be in a relationship knowing that they don't really want that. What are your thoughts, Deb? Well, most of this You can mitigate this. Okay, the rent and furnish separate homes make it look like they're not married. They're going to expose the fact that they're married at some point because they're not going to be available a lot of times, and they're going to cancel on you a lot of times. So when that starts happening, don't be understanding. Just break up with them, and you can save yourself from that, right? Photoshop STD results. Well, most of the time, I think if you go and get the test together and you go and pick up the results together, then there's no opportunity for that, right? They walk out the door, they give you your results, they give you yours. You got to switch envelopes, switch papers, whatever, and there you go. Hide their true sexuality. That happens a lot. They call it the down low. But I don't know. It seems like, can't you tell though? I mean, to me, there's always hints because there's something about their lips don't look right. Their lips be too, and they look at other men too hard. Like a dude will be walking by, right? He's talking to you and he's doing all this here. He's checking out the other dude. That is an instant, to me, that's the instant, I'm out, deuces. Or they complain too much about gay men. They always, it's on their lips all the time. No man thinks about gay men all the time except one who is. Okay, so he protested too much, gay. So I mean, these are all things that you can pretty much figure out. Pretend to be interested in subjects or activities that they don't really like. Can't you tell that too? Because they pretend, but they don't really know anything about it, right? Other than what you tell them. Something they could Google. Have they ever done it? Have they ever been there? That kind of stuff. I mean, these are easy things for you to figure out. This doesn't require like a master's degree or anything. Hide children. I guess if they don't have any visitation and stuff like that, then yeah, that might be they don't have, they like drop the kids off and don't really deal with them anymore. Pretend that they're older or younger than they are. Yeah, that happens a lot. What you gonna do when you find out though? Make up entire identities. That's a sociopath. Ask someone that doesn't have casual nook to be in a relationship, knowing they don't really want that. Well, how quickly are they asking you this? Like I said, you need to take your time. You got to vet the person. You can't just go on the surface just because they went out 2 or 3 times and then suddenly they're like, well, let's be in a relationship. And you say, yes, well, you stupid. You don't even know this motherfucker. And you sitting up there talking about, well, we're in a relationship. That's my boyfriend. You dumb. You need to spend time around and see him, ask him a whole bunch of questions, see him meet his friends, see him in different situations, ask him different questions and figure out how he really thinks about stuff. You have to do some investigation work. You don't just sign on to be somebody's girlfriend because they asked you. Most of the time, they ain't worth shit anyway. When you really take your time and figure it out, you be like, oh, hell no. I'm trying to be tied to you. Yes, girl. That compliment your shoes. Yeah, the only one on here that might be difficult to do is the hiding the children. That might be if he's not paying child support, so there's no court record that for you to search up, and he just deuced out on his kids, then that would be the only one that might be more of a challenge. All the rest of them are easy to figure out. It don't matter if they lie. If you take your time and use your brain, then you can figure it out that if something ain't right. Let's move on to question number 12. This is the young lady in the 35 to 42 age group from Bristol in the UK. Summary of issue: he lied about his age. Okay, so here we go. I met this guy on a dating app, and it said that he was 5 years older than me on his profile. I'm 39, and he said he was 44. We had the first date and hit it off amazingly and had so much in common and just got on so well, and I felt a connection. I asked him directly his age at the table because I felt he looked slightly older, and he said his age again, which was 5 years older than me. He asked if I used to go for older men, and I said the oldest that has been around 7 years. Since we met, we've had several long phone conversations and lots of lovely dates. He is lovely to me, gentlemanly, kind, generous, good job, etc. We had a weekend away where he took me on, got even closer, became intimate. Now here's the problem. After coming back from being away, I saw a letter on his table which revealed he's actually 54, so 15 years older than me, not 5. I was in complete shock. I confronted him and he said his friend said all men lie about age on dating apps and he feels a lot younger and wanted a certain age bracket, so put his age lower. I asked him why he couldn't just tell me at the date, and he said he has no excuse. He just didn't feel it was important and said the longer it went on, the harder it became, and he didn't want to lose me. I am heartbroken. I have fallen for him, and I have no idea what to do. I've had some awful men, and he's not like that. I just feel so sad and at a loss about what to do. Well, you make your decision this way. This is it. Yeah, lying, old ass motherfucker. Well, this is what you have to think about. Okay, you're only 39. Do you want to have children? You still have a window of opportunity here to do that. Do you want to have children? If the answer to that question is yes, then you dump him immediately. Because one thing you do not want to have is no baby by no almost 60-year-old man. The kids be like all fucked up. Okay, that spermatozoa stuff is old. Is just gonna cause problems. You're gonna end up with some kid with a one eye in the center of his forehead and all kind of problems, learning disabilities and all kind of shit. So you don't want that. So now if that's not an issue, like you don't really want any kids and you can overlook this, then just keep dating them. You know what I mean? You seem to be happy with them except for that. So I mean, but that to me would be the turning point. If you want a man that you can have a family with, he ain't that dude. He grandpa. He can be somebody grandpa at 54. But if you don't really care and stuff like that, but you have to think about, he's gonna be in the downstroke to 60, and you haven't even made 40 yet, and you might be one of them what they call a hospice wife. Where he's so old and broke down, you over there taking care of him because you only 50 and his ass is in the nursing home already. Then he had heart attack and stroke and some other shit going on because his ass is old. So you think about that. Okay. Personally, it was the second I found out I would have dumped him, but you seem like you really like the guy because the fact that you are, debating about what to do, you don't know what to do, that means that you on the fence. You haven't made a decision like I would. Like, oh no, you gonna lie about that? What else your ass lying about? Because that's such a nothing thing. Question number 13. This is a young man in the 20 to 34 age group. He's Caucasian from Milwaukee. Summary issue. How do I proceed with this woman? So I've been hanging out with this woman for a while now, but our getting together hasn't been really called an official date by either one of us. Okay. Isn't your ass kind of old to be hanging out? I cannot stand men who do this shit. You are not, to me, you're not even a man. You're just like a little punk, little bitch. Sitting up there talking about we haven't called an official date. Why not? What you afraid of? Chicken shit. Hanging out. We have been out together 10 or more times on a fairly regular basis, and she has also had me over for dinner 3 times. There's been no flirting or physical contact so far from either one of us, or signs that she wants me to make a move on her. I'm beginning to have feeling for this woman, and I don't know how to proceed. And you 28 to 34? Did I wait too long to make a move? Should I talk with her? Should I pursue her a bit more? Because my effort so far has been low key. It's not to push too far. Okay, you just weak. Dude, okay. The next time you get together, you need to reach for the woman's hand and hold her hand. And then you sitting across the table from the lady, and y'all at a restaurant or something. You reach out and you hold her hand. You stare into her eyes. You bring her hand up to your lips. You kiss the back of her hand. Okay, these are non-nookie, but still signs of affection and interest. Okay, they're non-threatening. You don't touch her butt. You don't be like grabbing or pulling into your chest and all this kind of stuff. You don't do that. That's a little much. You gauge her reaction by those things. If she seems receptive, then at the end of the date, you can say, I've wanted to do this since I met you, and you hold her little face and you stare into her eyes, and then you give her a kiss. Do you involve tongue? No, you do not. You just kiss, you just lips, If she does the tongue thing, well, then yeah, then just go. Okay. But you don't do it. You wait for her to do it. Okay. Now, if she's receptive to all that, then you advance things slowly to the next stage. If you try to hold her hand and she pulls away, you try to hold her hand across the table and she snatches it back, you try to kiss her hand, she takes it and she wipes your saliva off of her, well, then you just wasting time on this situation and it's time to deuce out. Okay? Now, how smooth is that? That's romantic. It's tender, it's sensual. It's not necessarily sexual. That's how you do things. Why do I have to teach men how to be? Oh, it's so hard being me, y'all. It's just so hard. It's so hard being. What's up, T? You done popped in here. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about you. But I tell you one thing, you better get off your fucking ass and do something. You've been on 10 dates with a woman. Obviously, she's interested in you because who's going to date somebody 10 times if they're not interested? But you ain't doing shit. Be so old, acting like you 12 or something, liking the little girl next door or something. Just ridiculous. Okay, now question number 14. This guy is 28 to 34, Caucasian from Maryland. The female in question, 35 to 44. I need advice about my housemate. And a few months ago, I moved to a new city, and online rental site came into contact with a woman who had her own apartment with a room to rent. She is 44, I'm 34. After a short video meeting, she offered me to rent the room. It felt a bit weird as a straight man to move in to live with one woman who's straight and single, but perhaps especially the fact that she accepted me to her housemate. But I accepted the offer. Okay, too many words. Okay, so you moved in. Okay, see how quick that was? In the beginning of us sharing, I still had not a girlfriend, okay, and I kind of forced myself to not think about my new housemate as anything else than a housemate, okay, which was appropriate. But I noticed that she was very good looking and charming and fun to be around. During this time, she also made great efforts to ask if I wanted to join her for different social events, both with her friends and with her family. So I have also time to get to know her family and some of her friends a bit. You are so wordy. There was never any flirting between us. I'm gonna try to sum this up because y'all, this motherfucker right here, he just want to spill his guts and tell his whole life story. Okay, they talked about relationships. She said her previous boyfriends had been younger, like around his age. Okay, so then he had a girlfriend, but then him and the girlfriend broke up. So then he started allowing himself to be, focused on her. And he noticed that she had a nice body because she works out a lot, and that she would wear revealing clothes around the apartment so that get his attention. But he's shy and flirting and all that. I don't really know how to make her move. I haven't tried flirting with her. She did at one point tell me that I have a fit and muscular body. I do work out a lot. Okay. She said I'm good looking and I could easily get a girl in the city. Often, okay, that's okay. They'd be like playing grabsies in the kitchen when they got to pass each other. They're sharing, cooking a meal together. I would really like to have a more physical relationship with this woman. However, during this last time, she had started dating some guy. Oh, she never told me explicitly that they are dating or in a romantic relationship, but instead that they are, quote, just friends. Not that it's my business to in the least, but she has pointed this out to me. I wouldn't lie if I said this hasn't made me jealous, although she's obviously free to do whatever she wants. With this being said, is there anything here that I could do? Perhaps you could give me some advice on how to proceed or not to proceed with this situation. Well, so she's your landlord. Yeesh. Um, well, I don't know. See, if it was me and I was interested and I was single and she's single and I wanted to tap that, I would be like siding up to her. I'd be like, you know what? You fine as hell. How about you and me go on a date? Are you amenable to that, or is that a no because we live together? You give her the out so she can say, well, yeah, I mean, you're handsome and everything, but I think that would be a little messy. Then you say, okay, bet, and then you leave it alone. But if you don't ever say nothing, then she'll never know because you ain't said nothing. So you need to say something and give her that. I'll give her the choice. And you can also do it. You can put it that way and say, you don't have to answer this right this minute. Give it some thought. Let me know what you think. Tell me tomorrow or something. And if the answer is yes, I'll plan something for this weekend. and I'll take you out and show you a really nice time. Yeah, but I just really don't understand why these guys are so reticent. What is it that they be so afraid of? I mean, rejection is no big deal. I mean, so the girl says no. You act like you're gonna dry up and blow away and never be able to breathe again, and that life, planet's gonna explode and all this kind of stuff here. It's just so stupid. So you ask her to go out, you give her that choice. Like I said, always when you ask a woman out, always give her an option, at least two choices. Don't just say, "Will you go out with me?" You don't do it that way. You say, "I was thinking about going out, taking you out and stuff. Is that something that you'd be interested in, or do you just want to stay friends?" See how I did that? You give her two choices. You don't just hem her in so she can only give you one answer. You always give a woman an out. "Oh, well, I mean, you're cute and everything, but I would rather us just stay friends." And you say, "Bet," like a gentleman, like you have some fucking confidence and sense and some self-esteem. And you say, "Bet." Well, that's all right. I'll take my little toys and go play somewhere else. But thanks for whatever the friendship that you offer. Whatever you want to say. I don't know whatever your relationship is. You thank her for that, and you're going about your business. But see, I like it when dudes they drop it and then they say, "Don't give me an answer right now. Think about it." Because a lot of times I'm that kind of person. I need time to analyze what just happened. Okay, if my instant answer is going to be no because that's a safe bet. But if you just say, "Tell me tomorrow," or something like that, and then you just walk away, that gives me the space to think about, well, he is nice. And then that time this and that happened. And, oh, he's always says hi. And he's always says, we seem to have nice friends. And, so I get to go explore my feelings about it. And the kind of interactions I've had with him, had time to think about them. And then, so by the time, tomorrow comes, I would have had my processing time because I'm a very, mental person. I would have my processing time, and then I'd be able to say comfortably yes or no, having given it some thought. It wouldn't be some off the cuff, stupid answer that I regret later. I'm going to think about it first if I want to go down this path with this man. So men, I hope you listen to this so you understand I'm giving you some good game here. This is how you ask women out. You always give them two choices so they can have an easy out, and then you can walk away without getting in your fucking feelings like a little bitch and acting stupid and wanting to cuss some women out and be violent with them and all that other kind of stuff. Yeah, that's what the women do because they're waiting for the guy to make the move. And plus, he had a girlfriend. I mean, so she don't know. Is he still in mourning over the woman? Is he still want her back? I mean, she's in a very awkward position. I don't understand why he doesn't understand that. So any move that be made here, he's gonna have to be the one to make them. He was the one that just broke up with somebody. She don't know what's going on with him emotionally and mentally about that relationship. So, dude, this is on you. This is on you. You better make a move. If you want it, come and get it. That could be you in there in her room having a good time. Let me stop. Question number 14. This is a young male, 22 to 27. He's African American from Roxbury, Massachusetts. Summary issue. Can't tell if she's interested or not. Am I wasting my time? I've been friends with this girl for the past 8 months. Recently, I haven't been trying to ask her to hang out, but her responses have been mixed. Oh, he must mean have. He put NT. Okay. I have been trying to ask her to hang out, but her responses have been mixed, and I am confused and wondering if I'm wasting my time. I asked her once in person to join me and play table tennis. She agreed. So later that day, I asked her when she's free, and she didn't respond for a day or two. Then messaged me that the time is that she's busy and that she could just reschedule at a later time or cancel it. She responded that she's free the same day, and we met up. Afterwards, she told me that it was fun and she would be down to play again. A few weeks later, I spontaneously asked her to get an ice cream on that same day, and she agreed. Afterwards, she told me that it was a good idea to get ice cream and that we should do it again or play table tennis again. Recently, I asked her if she wanted to visit me since I moved to a new apartment once I'm done unpacking in a few weeks. It took her 2 days to respond, but she said yes and that we could also play table tennis if I wanted. I told her sure that I would like to and asked her when she is free. It's been 3 days since then, and I still haven't gotten an answer. I am very confused. After meeting up in person, she said that it was fun and we should do it again. Sometimes she messages me first to ask how things are going, and then she leaves me on read for days, not just once. This time I haven't messaged her again to ask if she is still interested, but am I wasting my time here? Am I wasting my time here, ladies? He says. I'm going to say this. Your dating repertoire is boring as fuck. All you did is ice cream and table tennis. Who you think want to keep doing that shit over and over and over? Okay, you should have asked her what she wanted to do. Did that thought ever cross your mind? It's like, I'd like to spend some time with you. What would you like us to do together? That there, you just throwing out what you like to do. Selfish little prick. You ask the woman what interests her, where she wants to go, and then you take her there. You already did what you wanted to do twice. Now it's her turn. That never crossed your mind. That might be why she's running away from you, because you're boring as fuck. I wouldn't be banging up. We used to have a ping pong table in our house when we were growing up. Took up the whole fucking room. Me and my brothers going there, we play ping pong all the time. But do I want to do that shit on a date? Hell to the no. Especially more than once. It's like people that want to take you to play miniature golf. Okay, we did that once. That's enough. That's good. That's one time is plenty. Let's do something else now. But dudes, I don't know, they get in this thing and they just want to keep taking you to the same place and doing the same shit over and over and over, and then don't understand why a woman would just move on from that shit. You're boring. Nobody want to do that. So that's the problem here. And then you really jump the gun after ice cream and table tennis. Now your ass is asking to come to your apartment. You don't understand how she's gonna interpret that? Like, you just want to screw now. You think because you played table tennis and bought her some ice cream that now you entitled to some booty? That's how you're coming off, you idiot. That was an inappropriate ask. And you done told your draws now. She's like, she done with you. I mean, just like he should ask her what she wants to do. He chose ice cream. He chose table tennis. Okay. Those were 2 days of things that he wanted to do. Now it's her turn. He should have asked her what she would like to do on their next date. He did not. All he did was offer more table tennis and for her to see his raggedy ass apartment. It would be different if it was your house and you bought it. I want to go to somebody's house to see it's a fucking rental unit. Get out of here. That's not exciting. And I'm not going to the zoo either. That shit stinks. Some animals smell. And all that fur and stuff. Ugh. That ain't a good date spot to me. Somebody said, let's go to the zoo. I said, you go there by yourself. I see enough monkeys running around up and down the street. I'm not trying to see some and go on and call it a date. He's just goofy. Let's move on to question number 15. This is a young man in the 28 to 34 age group from Perth, Australia. The young lady in question is also 28 to 34. Summary issue. My wife is unable to prioritize and constantly leaves us limping towards payday. How can I make her understand when all other attempts have failed? All other attempts have failed. It might be time to get a divorce, but let's just see what you got to say. We have been married for 3 years. I work full time and earn $3,800 a fortnight. How much is a fortnight? Is that a month? She works 2 days a week and earns $1,100 a fortnight. We have a 2-year-old and a baby coming in 9 weeks. So she will take maternity leave at 24 weeks half pay. Due to the cost of living in Australia, we struggle between bills, car loan, and mortgage. All up, regular payments are roughly $2,600 a fortnight, excluding groceries. Well, shit, that takes you up to your $3,800 because food is expensive. Due to her pregnancy, we also got hit with high medical costs, $600 on scans these past 3 weeks. Why you need so many scans? Our savings are offset by credit card debt, holidays, etc. being paid off, which is only $2,000, but it's a buffer if shit hits the fan. We are going to be hit by, and then he drops off. I wonder what that's supposed to say. Today, she paid $320 for her hair after paying $380 6 weeks ago. What? Who pays that much to get their hair done? Was she getting gold flakes or something? Okay, I don't go to the hair salon. Is that how much it costs these days, y'all? Some y'all who go to the hair salon, tell me how much money it cost you. She in Australia. I don't know. That seems excessive to me. She's white. She don't have no braids. She's getting her hair done. She's in Perth, Australia. White girl. She paying $380 6 weeks ago and $320 today, he says. So that's $700 and something dollars in 6 weeks for her hair. As of writing this, we have $180 after bills to see us through till next payday, which is a week and a half. We had a massive fight 6 weeks ago about how we can't afford such a massive cost. I spiraled pretty hard given we are living paycheck to paycheck and will hit massive home loan rate hikes when she is off work. We've fought a lot over the years around money. One of our biggest fights was around how we need to save for a house deposit. She has been pretty open that she has no concept of finance management, etc., and believes it is linked to undiagnosed but professionally unidentified ADHD and OCD. Oh, so you married to a mental case. I'm at the tipping point. She hasn't responded to any of my attempts to communicate this issue. I thought she understood our situation after the last hairdresser incident, but apparently not. I don't know what to do other than move to have completely separate finances. Do you have any suggestions for me? Well, does anybody here? It's not gonna last her for 5 months. Their hair frizzes up and they don't stay. They don't stay that long. Only black people's hair will last that long. Sometimes not even that if you don't put on a bonnet. I don't know. Is Australia like a community property state? Are you $80 visit? Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what it is that she's getting done. It costs $380. I just can't understand that. And this is Australian dollars, so but still, it's 380 of them. Whether it's yen, yuan, whatever it is, it's 380 of them. So that's a lot. So yeah, if you guys, if it's community property, then her debt is your debt. So this would require immediate intervention. I think the first thing I do is make an appointment with a financial advisor, bring in all your bills and all your income, and show everything that money, how money goes out of your house and very little coming back, especially on her 2-day-a-week salary. Then and start from there. That's someone who can advise you on maybe consolidate some bills or something, how to start setting up money for savings, pay the kids, put some money aside for the kids' college funds and stuff like that. I would start with that. I would also go to the bank and I would set the accounts up so that it requires 2 signatures to get any money out. She can't get out a penny by herself, and neither can you. Both of you have to agree on it to pull the money out. Okay, I would cut up any ATM cards. I would cut up her credit card. What she's going to get is a debit card, a prepaid debit card, and she's going to get that at the beginning of the month. Say, this is your allowance for the month. Here's mine. This is our mad money. This is what we can spend on. And once this is gone, then you don't have any more money. That's it. You set up an account for the groceries and you pay it. Yeah, those are the steps that I would take. Lock some shit down. And she's gonna be mad. She's gonna be like, well, you're treating me like a child. Well, I have to, because obviously you manage money like one. You act like some money just raining down from the trees and shit. I'm not trying to go into bankruptcy and have my kids on the street behind your $380 fucking hairdos. Yeah, if she get 100, she's gonna be off of work anyway. She ain't gonna be going nowhere. She don't need nothing fancy. I would also tell her, take your happy ass to the hairdresser. This is gonna be the last time you go, and cut your hair off into like a little bob cut, and get some shampoo and conditioner and some shit that you can use at home. That's what you're gonna be doing for these 24 weeks while you off on your maternity leave, because you ain't making no money, so you don't get to spend no money. That would be the other thing I would tell her. But hubby needs to step up. He's trying to run away, talking about separate finances. No, motherfucker, you don't get to run away and create separate finances and drama. You're going to step in like a man and handle the financial business of your family. You leave it in her hands, you guys are going to end up on the street and bankrupt. And your kids are going to be homeless with no health insurance and hungry because you turned your hand, threw your hands up like a weak motherfucker and let her just run amok. This is when you put your foot down and say, I don't really give a fuck about what you think about this. We're not going to fight about this no more. I'm taking charge of our finances and you're going to do it my way. And this is the way it's going to be. And that's just the way, that's it. If you don't like it, then I don't know what to tell you. You can take your happy ass on over there somewhere and I'll raise my kids. And you're going to pay child support. You can bet that. I'm not going to let you get away with nothing. You're paying nothing. You're going to pay child support because you're going to help support these kids too. And tell her that and mean every word of it. So she can understand that, your life is about to turn upside down, baby girl, and it's not going to be pretty. And you think you're going to have money to be going to the $380 on the hair salon and your ass only makes $1,100? But the other thing is, dude, okay, you see she's stupid. What the fuck did you go get her pregnant again for? You should have got your shit snipped so that shit could never happen. One kid is enough, and now you're going to have two? I don't know what you was thinking. Well, if your relative is stupid, I'm sorry. That don't make no sense. And then I'm thinking, okay, undiagnosed ADHD. But one thing that you did mention is, and I don't even know if you even thought about this. Sometimes when people act like that and they have to spend money like crazy, it's because they grew up deprived. They grew up poor, or they only got hand-me-downs, or they feel like other people had more than them and better and this and that. And so they're trying to make up for it in some kind of way to fill that emptiness and that neediness inside of them. It might be something like that, but you didn't talk about her background, but that's a lot of times that's what's going on too. So think about that as well. So in that case, if that's what's going on with her, then she needs a shrink. Okay. But I still start with the financial advisor. Question number 16. This is a female in the 35 to 42 age group from Portland, Oregon. Summary of issue: to message or not? That is the question. Okay. So there's this guy that I've had a crush on for over 20 years. Oh my God, are you for real? We used to work together. We would talk here and there. I always got shy around him because I liked him so much. He recently popped up on my social media and I haven't been able to get him out of my head. I want to message him, but I haven't seen him in about 6 years. Do I send him a message? If so, what do I say? Or would it just be weird? Well, it might be weird, but if you can send him a message without having any expectations, then you can do that. But if you're thinking you're going to send him a message and then something's going to be jumping off because you sent this message, then I suggest that you don't do that. But if you just send him a message and say, hey, is this okay, let's say his name is Jim Smith. Is this the Jim Smith from XYZ company some years ago? We used to work together. My name is so-and-so. Is it you? Act like you're confused. And then he's going to write back. If he writes back and says, yes, that's me. Hey, how are you? This and that. Say, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. You popped up on my timeline. I was just so stunned. How you been? And then he's going to say, oh, this and that. Or, I'm married now. I got 3 kids. And you say, oh, that's so wonderful. Congratulations. Well, I saw you, I just wanted to say hello and, see how you're doing and stuff. And I still keep in touch with some of our other coworkers and blah, blah, blah. You're going to switch the conversation. You're going to switch it off. Now, if he says he's still single and, what you're doing, why don't we get together and have a cup of coffee or something? Well, then you can go. Yes, they do need to do that, Teresa. But, a lot of times, especially with men, they don't pick a woman with their big head. We've talked about this many, 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 many times. They pick the woman who creates drama in their pants. That's how they pick a wife. They don't pick her for like she'd be a strong partner. They don't think about that. They think about what she looks like. So, then you get what you deserve. I mean, I can't feel sorry for him, but especially when he done had the second baby, when she's already a hot mess in a train wreck with just one kid. Now he's going to add a second one to the mix. I don't know what he was thinking. He should have got a snip. Anyway, so move on. Question 17, male 20 to 34 from Rialto, California to the UK. Okay, so I guess he's traveling. Summary of issue: contact with an ex. My previous long-term relationship ended 4 years ago. After the breakup, me and my ex were still communicating, via WhatsApp sporadically. This was during COVID lockdowns and both of us were single. My new relationship started about a year and a half ago. 6 months into the relationship, my ex messaged me to see how I'm doing. Okay, so you didn't block her, which is always the first step after a breakup. I responded to her and told her that I'm in a new relationship and moved overseas due to family issues. My new partner thinks that I was continuing to communicate with her and sees this as disrespectful. There has been no communication at all, but she thinks I'm secretly contacting my ex. I even deleted my old WhatsApp account. There have been ongoing arguments and mistrust since then. Should I have ignored my ex's message and was I wrong responding to her? What can I do to regain my partner's trust? Yes, you were wrong to respond to her. Your silly ass was supposed to block her. Once you got into a new relationship, you leave the old shit behind you. I done told y'all, and I just said this last week. You can't be friends with your exes. Okay, that's a fantasy. I don't know who thought that shit was a good idea. When you turn around and break up with somebody, that person becomes part of your past. You don't drag the past into the present or put it into the future. You leave it behind you. That means any person or anything connected with that motherfucker stays in the past. You block them, you delete them. You don't associate with none of their friends. You block and delete them too. You don't say hi to, you don't spend by their mama's house and do all stuff. You block and delete all of that because you're in a new relationship now. And you need to show that kind of respect and solidarity to your new partner. You don't disrespect them by dragging garbage from your past into the present. So, yes, you fucked up royally. Had you blocked her, like I said, then this would have never happened. But you left that door open, like so many of y'all silly people do. You leave the door open for the ex to come and bring their garbage into your present. Exes should never have that kind of access to you. Ever. Especially, I mean, like if you was married to them and you have kids together, something that's different. You gotta, co-parent and all that kind of stuff. But if you just was two single people, never had any kids and nothing like that, there's no reason for you to ever speak to them ever again in life. Just move on from that shit. It's ridiculous. Question number 18. This is a male in the 35 to 42 age group, female same age group, no location provided. Some have issue. My girlfriend wants to get married suddenly and I refuse. We've spoken about it before and agreed that we would never get married. So what should I do now? So I'm 36. I've been dating my 38-year-old girlfriend for a little over a year. When we first started dating, we put some ground rules into play that neither one of us ever wanted to get married. She's been divorced twice and I have never been married. I've always said that since I was a kid that I've never wanted to get married after seeing my mother go through multiple divorces as a child and knew that that shit was not for me. So fast forward to about 10, 11 months into the relationship and she becomes super religious and I'm the total opposite. I'm from a Christian family and I don't even participate in my own family's beliefs since I'm agnostic. So she's been doing Shabbat every Friday with her family, cutting out certain things on eating now, which prior we would eat all the time, but it's no big deal because I'm still going to eat it anyway. That's right. So when this whole religious crap started happening, she started talking about marriage. And before the conversation continued, I told her, I don't expect me to change my mind on marriage if you want to get married now because it's not going to happen. And then hits me with no nook out of wedlock then, which I told her that's fine since there's more to the relationship than that anyway, even though it is a big deal to me and we had an amazing nook life prior. So now every chance she gets, she brings up rather her new religious beliefs and marriage every chance she gets. And I just change the subject and continue on about what I was doing at the time because I said what I said. And there's nothing in this world that would change my mind on marriage. That's right, brother. I was with my daughter's mother for 16 years and never married her. What makes you think I'm going to change my mind after being with you for only a year? I've told her multiple times, I know it's an asshole thing to say, but it's the truth. So I don't know what to do at this point, honestly, because I really do love her, like I said, but I don't believe in that whole marriage crap. So what should I do in this situation? Should I ride it out and see what happens in the long run? Or just end it and go our separate ways? Sorry for all the craziness, but I suck at writing and expressing my feelings. I think you did very well. I'm going to say this. She want to get married and you don't. So what's there to stay in a relationship for? What is there to see what happens in the long run for? What you're hoping for is that she changes her mind. It's just like you haven't changed yours, she's not either. So what does this mean? It means that both of you are adults and you need to accept that you have reached an impasse and that your relationship, as you have known it for the past year and a half, is now over. Okay, you're not offering her the relationship that she needs, which is a cornerstone of my preaching on this channel. You have to get the relationship that you need. Now that's going to be looking different for everybody. Okay, there's no one standard for that. You have to get the relationship that you need to feel secure, loved, protected, supported, cared for, you know, satisfied in more ways than one. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But you have to have all of those elements in place. If you don't have those, you ain't on the same page and not even in the same book anymore, then it's time to deuce out on the relationship, and that's where you are. You have reached an impasse. You can't be partially married. You can't be partially pregnant. So either you're married or you're not. In your case, you don't ever want to be. So what's the point of sticking with a woman who wants to get married? You just gonna fight about it every day? That's what the way you want to live your life? Tell her that you're glad that she's made up her mind and you wish her all the best and that you hope she finds what she's looking for, but that ain't you, and so you deuce out. It's only been a year and a half. It's not like the other relationship. You didn't marry her after 16 years, so a year and a half ain't shit in the grand run scheme of things, right? Right. Time to deuce out, bro. Female, 22 to 27 from Elgin, Illinois. The male is 28 to 34, and who knows where he is. Oh, summer issue. How do I navigate parenting my 4-year-old daughter when my ex-husband left the state and went no contact? Oh, wow. Dude. I don't know if he'll ever be present in her life ever again, and that's something I haven't experienced. My dad was inconsistent, but returned to my hometown when I was about 12 and was active as he can be, I guess. What am I supposed to tell a little girl who knows her dad but doesn't see him anymore? They never had phone calls, so that's not something that she can miss. But her dad would be consistent when drop off, and then now he would be gone for good because of his own life circumstances. While she's this young, there isn't much to say, but would I just keep giving her a BS excuse until she's old enough to understand? What would help in this situation? I've already grieved the idea of my daughter having two parents, and now it's just one. If anyone listening raised children with an absent father, what do you think would help in this situation? What did you do? So y'all do that. It's different, I think, when they're dead. I mean, you just tell them they're dead. I mean, I could take her to the grave and she could, sit there and talk to them or whatever they want to do. But if he just deuces out and you don't even know where the hell he is, I mean, dude could be in jail. He could be dead. Who knows where he is? Depending on what kind of lifestyle he's involved in, you know what I mean? You don't really know. It might be a blessing that he's not around. So, depending on what he's involved in, what he's mixed up with. What would I do? I think I would just tell her the truth. Daddy, we hope to see Daddy at some point, but for right now, we can't really expect that because I don't even know where he is. I would just be honest. You think, the reason why I say that is because you think that you can shield her and put her in a bubble. Your child's going to be around other people that know this story, and they big ass mouths are going to tell her anyway. So you need to be the one to tell her. So you can hold her, sit on your lap and tell her, how you're sad about it too. And, this and that, blah, 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 blah. And, I don't know, if you have a grandpa or older brother or somebody that can, kind of play that role in her life for a little bit, pay attention to her, take her to the park or something and come see her school plays and whatnot. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be the actual father. She just needs a positive male role model. So don't lament the fact that it's her actual father, but his flaky ass is not the person. Just find somebody. I'm sure, look around in your family. There ought to be somebody decent around that could fill in, right? Grandpa, your older brother, younger brother, whatever. I don't know. Because it's like, it's a baby mama situation. So as a kid, she didn't have to have. You know what I mean? It's like I said, it's bad enough when you be married to them because they just be half stepping and acting a fool. I mean, you be like a single parent with the kid, and you're married. They don't really do too much. I mean, the fathers who do step up and do a lot are kind of rare. Most of them just leave all the work to the mother, and they just go and do their own thing, and they just happen to be like in the house, but they're not really involved with the kids, not on that kind of level. So then just to be like to set up with a situation where, you know, it's a baby mama situation. I mean, what did you expect? They're gonna leave because that's what they do. That's why they didn't want to get married. So she should have really expected this. I mean, to tell you the truth. So the one who's going to be stuck in the situation is the little girl. Question number 20 of 25. Thanks everybody for coming in and watching. If you're not a subscriber to the Debsterism channel, please hit that subscription button and become a subscriber. Hit the instant notification bell so you can find out when the next show is, because I'm going to be on a short medical leave for a little bit, about 2 weeks, and then I'll be back at the end of the month. But what day is the show going to be? I don't know that yet. So you better become a subscriber so you can find out. All right. Question number 20. This is a young man, 22 to 27. He's white from the UK. Some issue. Why am I getting ghosted so much? I don't know. Deb, I am getting ghosted a lot. I know that being ghosted is to be expected, but I also feel like I'm getting ghosted significantly more than other people. To give you numbers, in the last 3 months, I texted with 16 people. Texted. With one, I'm still in contact, but after some texting and a few meetups, we ultimately decided that we're not what the other was looking for in a partner and decided to stay just friends. One texted me that she'd like to give a chance to someone else and feel like it would be inappropriate to keep texting me, which was a breath of fresh air to be rejected so politely, to be honest. And the remaining 14 just ghosted me after more or less 1 week of texting regularly. Now, I'm not going to lie that it didn't bother me. I would be writing to you if that was the case. I deal with some mental health issues. Okay. Yeah, texted. I deal with some mental health issues, but as my therapist suggested, I decided to try to meet new people, go back to dating, etc. I chose online due to my lack of self-esteem and social skills. I'm working on it, but still not confident enough to chat up complete strangers in real life. Now, before I could become a poster child for the quote nice guy syndrome, end quote, I would do anything to try to please people and try to keep them in my life. I'm still very much a nice guy, but in a way I try to be kind to everyone. I'm good at setting boundaries and conveying my expectations now, as well as realizing when someone isn't really interested in me, etc. I'm also upfront about all my health problems, mental and otherwise. Wow. Are you only 22 to 27? And I always tell someone I'm chatting with about them after some time, but still soon, since I believe that they should know what they would potentially be getting into. Now, leaving the background information about yours truly behind, due to my awkwardness, I know that my text may be a little dry and lacking flourish, but I still engage in conversation more than just answering questions or replying yes or no. I tried to find out why I was getting ghosted by showing some of my conversations to the only two people that stuck with me, a male friend and a female friend, who's been in a relationship for 8 years, and they said that they have no idea. So that led me here. I'd like to ask you ladies for tips on how to keep the conversation interesting about your rules for texting, like how to decide if the person is interested, when it's okay to start flirting a little, etc. That's too much for this column. We ain't trying to dictate your whole goddamn love life. But I'm going to tell you this. You're 22 to 27 and you say that you have all these problems. And so you try to deal with them and create some semblance of a relationship by texting people to death. Young man, you cannot text a relationship to start. Okay, that doesn't work. That's not going to work. You have to be able to have a conversation. You're not having a conversation by text. And that, I've said this numerous times on numerous shows the past couple of months, but women are auditory creatures. We're not going to get the same vibe and excitement from hearing your voice. From seeing the text as we get from hearing your voice. Reading a text is not sexy. Hearing you say, hey, baby, now that's sexy. I miss you. That's sexy. I can't wait to see you. That's sexy. We get to hear you say those things. Reading it on the screen is not the same. Okay. Now you admit that you have all these problems. What are you doing to fix them and work on them? You up there spilling your guts telling women that you a nut job. Please explain why you think somebody would stick around. You tell me, I just like the dude the other day talking about he's schizophrenic, and I'd be like, oh, I'll check you out in another lifetime. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with that. And so, you're talking about young women in your age group and probably a few years younger, you 22 to 27. You might be dealing with somebody, 20, 21, because, we didn't know where you are in that range, or else I forgot. But they're not prepared to deal with you all nutty and shit. They're not going to sign on for that. So, yeah, they deuce out on you and don't want to be in a relationship with you. So my first suggestion is that you go and you get to on somebody's couch or something and deal with your mental issues. You need to fix that first. Once you fix that, then you can offer somebody a relationship. Because right now you're like a bitten piece man, and so anybody getting with you would be trying to patch you back together. That's not gonna be fulfilling for her. That might help you because you would get some companionship and some nook, but that's not going to do anything for her. So there's no benefit to her to be in a relationship with you. That's the part you don't seem to get. Okay? So yeah, you get ghosted because they're like, oh god damn, he's crazy as fuck. I'm out of here. Boop. And they're gone. Okay? So work on that first. I'm not saying you can't be, a little loony. I mean, I guess everybody got a little bit of something wrong with them. But to the point where you talk about it so early in the relationship and stuff, and they need to know what they'll be getting into and all this old stuff here. Dude, fix that first. Question number 21. This is a male in the 28 to 34 age group. He's African American from Vallejo, California. Summary of issue. I keep getting mixed signals and I need advice on relationship expectations. I am 29. I've known this young lady for about 5 years. She's 25 now. We initially met at work and had a couple of brunches discussing work-related matters. Over the years, we stayed connected online, occasionally chatting here and there. But a few months ago, I replied to one of her stories, and she asked me if I was still single. I said yes. So she suggested that we meet up. At the time, I was a bit busy, but we stayed in touch, and a couple of months later, we decided to go on a date. The date went really well. We were affectionate. We kissed, and she immediately asked about a second date when I was dropping her off. However, she's mentioned that she's not good at texting, and while we initially had frequent back and forth communication in the beginning stages, it has reduced a bit since our first date. Okay, hold on a second, y'all. I got to refresh it. Okay, he's 28 to 34, so he's a little older than the other guy, the 22 to 27, and they still fucking texting. Who does that? Okay. Recently, she called me asking for help setting something up, and during that call, she asked what I was doing that night. We ended up spending some time together, and she was very affectionate, saying she really liked me. But in a previous conversation, she mentioned not wanting a relationship this year, and she wants to focus on her business as she works for herself and deals with many clients. I really like her and want to be in a relationship with her, but I'm not sure how to handle these mixed signals. She's taking photos of us holding hands, spending a lot of time with me, and expressing affection, but she also mentioned becoming FWBs. Oh, she's trying to get her swerve on. This is funny. We have another date planned in a couple of days, but I haven't heard from her since our last meeting, which was 2 days ago. I'm planning to call her today to see what she's up to, but I'm unsure if she prefers. Oh boy. Dang, why is it stuck together? If she prefers, hold on, damn it. Okay, here we go. Dang it, that was all stuck together. Less frequent communication, or if there's something else going on. How should I navigate these mixed signals and clarify our relationship expectations on our upcoming date? Our last date where she called me over, we got food and went to the waterfront and cuddled. She was all over me. I just kept hugging me and holding hands and said she loves being around me. We have been kissing a lot, but then she says things like FWB. She only said it once over a call, but it kind of stood out. Then she goes and says she loves that I'm an emotional guy and how she feels safe around me. Like, what does she want, LMAO? She wants you to fucking call her. You don't see that? She finally gave up waiting for you to call her, and she called you. Because you just want to sit there like an idiot texting her all fucking day. Well, she doesn't communicate and stuff. Nobody want to text. I keep telling you, dumb dudes, Women don't want to text you all the goddamn time. That is boring. You guys think that you can sit there while the video game is on and your friends drinking beer and shouting and all stuff is going on around you and text and build a connection with the woman. It doesn't work that way. She needs to have your undivided attention and you need to call her. I don't know what is going on out here, what these dudes are teaching each other, but it's just stupid. They're not gonna have any kind of relation. Yeah, see, Pablo texted. He texted her. I want these men to take texting off of their phone so it's like a brick phone. You can't text, you gotta call. She might just want that, but that's not doesn't seem to be what he wants. So in this case, it's again, it's right back to what I said. If the person's not giving you the relationship that you want, you deuce out. It doesn't matter what she wants. It doesn't seem like that was distasteful to him. Notice how he responded to it. That's not what he's looking for. Now some dudes might be okay with that. This one's not. He doesn't want an FWB. Now if that's really what she wants, well then this is not the woman for him. So on his next date, I'm going to suggest, dude, you just got to take the bull by the horns and say, look, at one point we were talking, you said you don't want a relationship. And then you turned around and said that, that you like me and you feel safe with me and all this other stuff. And then you flip flop again and talk about an FWB. And I need to know, what the fuck do you really want? And just say it just like that. Because she needs to be shocked into an awareness that she's acting like a fool. Okay? And put her ass on the spot. Don't make assumptions about what she wants. I mean, Mo might be right, but I don't want you to make an assumption. I want you to hear from her mouth. The fact that she only said it once, but then she turned around and says all this other stuff all over you and hugging you and I love being around you and all that stuff here. That is definitely a mixed message. And you need to ask her directly what it is that she wants. So she can tell you, well, I just want to fuck around, I just want to FWB. Then you can stand up and say, well, it's been nice knowing you, but that's not the direction I'm trying to go at my age. I've been there, done that. I'm not trying to do that. So if you want that, you have to find that somewhere else, but it's been nice knowing you. Shayla, what's happening? Oh my God, I haven't seen you for a minute. I guess because we haven't been here on Tuesdays, huh, Shay? We ain't been on Tuesdays in a minute. Oh, let me turn my earrings off. Flipped around here. That's looking stupid. We haven't been on Tuesday for a long time. We was Wednesday and Friday and Saturday, and we were just all over. Not today. This is the what the fuck show. But that will be soon. So just stay tuned. Make sure that your subscription is still active. Yeah, we wait a minute. I don't even know. They don't even need to lead, but they need to do something. I'm just tired of all these guys that write in and they're having problems getting stuff off the ground with women, and they don't understand that your lazy ass, non-involved, non-interest showing texting them is not working. That's why you're still single. Okay, that's why women ghost you. That's why they want to talk to you. Because you don't do nothing. You don't stir their heart by a text. No woman is gonna fall in love with you over a fucking text. Idiots. Just stupid. Yet they insist on texting everybody. I don't even answer texts. When dudes text me, they text you like, good morning, beautiful, and that kind of stuff. I gotta delete that shit. I'm not even gonna respond to that. They text, how you doing, WID and all this kind of shit. Delete. I'm not gonna ever respond to that. And then they get upset. Well, you don't respond to my text because, they call you then. You don't respond to my text because I don't like texting. I told you that in the beginning. If you want to insist on texting me to death, and I'm telling you, I'm not going to text you. I don't text men. Only thing in response I'll answer a text is if you say, do you want me to give you $1,000? If you text me that, I'll be like, hell yeah, I'll respond to that text. But other than that, I'm not going to text you. Get out of here, lazy bum. Question number 22. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's Caucasian from London in the UK. The male is the same age group. Summary of issue. My guy friend touched my butt while drunk, and I'm not sure how to react now. Oh. Well, he did just like touch it, like ding. Or did he? I guess we'll find out. It happened at a house party. I have a long distance boyfriend whom I love very much, and I'm not interested in anyone else. Although I may have unintentionally sent some mixed signals to the guy as I was drinking too and hugging everyone. It was just a small brush/graze, and I pushed his hand away immediately and did not think about it until the next morning. I have not yet addressed it. It might be too late and too minor to bring up now. It's never too late or too minor. We are still speaking, and I like talking to him as a friend, but I don't know if I should and could forget about this. I'm also scared to tell my boyfriend as he can get angry about this and ruin the friendship of the entire group. We have a lot of mutual friends. Please advice. I'm going to tell you this, okay? You threw his hand off so he knows you're not interested in whatever he was trying to get going. The problem is, you try to say, is it too late to bring it up? And I'm like, it's never too late. What you're going to have to do is say, I know we're still talking, and you probably think that I forgot what you did at the party, touching my butt. Now, this is what's going to happen. He's going to say, what are you talking about? I didn't touch your butt. I mean, if I was a dude and I did some dumb shit, that would be the ploy I'd take. I'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. That wasn't me. I didn't do it. It didn't happen. I don't know. It's called gaslighting. He knows very well what he did, but he's going to deny it because it's easier to get out of the situation and not ruffle any feathers if he pretends like he just was drunk and he don't remember. That's going to be the path he's going to take. Are you prepared for that? Because that's for sure what he's going to say. Right? He ain't going to admit to it. Yeah, your butt was just looking so juicy and I just wanted to grab it. He's not going to say that. He's going to deny, which is always the path of least resistance and least problem. So now, when he denies, what are you going to say? I suggest you say, don't try to get out of us claiming that you was drunk, because alcohol doesn't make you forget. Alcohol just loosens your inhibitions to make you do the stuff that you really want to do in the first place. So I'm going to tell you this. Whether you remember or not, I do. That's all that's important. And I'm telling you this. Keep your goddamn hands to yourself. Don't you ever do any shit like that again. I'm going to embarrass you really, really bad right there in front of everybody. If you don't want none of this smoke, I'm going to tell you now, keep your fucking hands to yourself. Don't do that shit again. And then going back to being friendly. See, that's all you have to do. Just put him in check. He'll watch his hands, he'll watch his mouth, he'll watch everything after that because he'll be scared what you going to do. How are you going to humiliate him in public? So, you done warned him, like the rattlesnake shaking his tail, you warned him. So if he doesn't listen and he does something else that makes you have to strike, well, that's just on him. Question number 23 of 25. We're almost done here tonight. This young lady in the 22 to 27 age group. Summary of issues. Should I tell the other woman that he's dating that he's sleeping with me at the same time? Oh, boy. Are you kidding right now? What kind of messy shit are you trying to get stirred up? I'm not sure if I should do it. The answer to that is no. They aren't official, but he has her picture on his screensaver and is planning to fly out and see her this summer. That means that they're official. In spite of what he may have told you so he could tap your ass, that they're official if she's his screensaver. Trust me. He refused to add me on social media. Yeah, because you're the side piece. And to hide me from her. Yeah, because you're the side piece. I feel like she deserves to know even if she continues to date him after. She don't know that she doesn't know. Since they seem to be long distance, chances are they have the kind of relationship where she does what she wants to when he ain't there, and he does what he wants to when she ain't there. And I'm trying to figure out what would be your motivation to say anything to a complete stranger about what her boyfriend is doing. First of all, they're not married. So whatever they do, they're doing it as two single people. She has a right to fuck around and he has a right to fuck around just like you do. So what would you be telling really? What would be your end game here? You thinking that she going to break up with him and he going to run to you? Is that what your goal is here? It's not going to happen, chick. So yeah, he don't want you on social media because you don't exist. Some people say don't get involved in drama. It's not your job to save her, etc. Then others say I would want to know if I was her to make sure I knew what I was getting myself in for. For context, she is 38 and he is 34, and you are 22 to 27 age group up in older folks' business. See, the fact that you know that this dude has another woman in out of state and he's flying in to see her and she's on his screensaver and all this kind of stuff. So he's announcing his relationship with her. He ain't announcing shit with you, and you mad. So you trying to figure out some kind of way to strike out like a little bitch. And if you called me with that simple shit, I would cuss you out so hard that you would get off the phone in tears and stay in the bed for a week. That's how I would treat you, because I would be like, bitch, don't be calling me with some simple shit. I don't give a fuck. So yet you was getting used and you knew it. So what the hell? You just free hoe. That's what you are. And here you are kind of calling yourself tattletaling to me. I don't give a fuck what he does with you. And stuff like that. Yeah, she just be totally embarrassing herself. And that would be my license to just cut up and act a complete fool on her, calling me with some stuff that don't have nothing to do with her. You know the dude's got somebody else, and you keep laying up there with him, and that's the choice you made. Don't be mad because he's doing the same thing with somebody else. That's what you're doing. You chose that. So the time that you don't tattle on yourself for making a stupid decision. Once you found he had somebody, you kept laying up there. So shut up. You must have liked it. You like being the third wheel in somebody else's relationship. So just own it. Okay. Question number 24. This is a young man in 28 to 34 age group from Brooklyn, females 22 to 27. Third issue. I found my girlfriend's old OF account, and now I don't know what to do. Oh, girlfriend was living the freak life. I've been dating a woman for a few months now, and I'm absolutely crazy about her. But a few weeks ago, I was Googling her art. She's an amazing artiste. And her old fan OF account popped up. I also found an account by looking up her OF username. It feels relevant to mention that it doesn't look like either account has been active since we got together, though I wouldn't necessarily mind if they were. I have no moral issues with these kinds of accounts whatsoever. Deb, if I thought somebody would pay me to see my dang-a-lang, I probably would have tried it myself at some point. I mainly want to know if I should tell her that I know, or I should wait for her to tell me herself. What if she never does? I don't want to mess things up over something silly. So I want to get a woman's perspective and opinion on how you would like something like this to be approached. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. There's not really people I can talk to in real life about this for obvious reasons. I'm trying to, okay, this is how I decided to make a decision about something like that. You look at it and you think, okay, if I bring this up, then what? There's a video on the channel. I did 2 or 3 of them called "And Then What?" Because this is how you make an intelligent decision. You think, okay, if I move in A, B, C, and then what's going to happen for each possibility that I move, each move I make, then what? Okay, so you tell her and she is embarrassed and she breaks up with you. Or you tell her and she's like, why are you searching me? And she breaks up with you. Or you tell her and then she starts crying and you feel bad because you were snooping and doing some shit you didn't really have no business doing, Googling her and all this kind of stuff. And then she decides that you're weird and just too in her business, and she breaks up with you. So I'm trying to figure out where you think that you spilling this bean is going to bring you two closer and it's going to be something beneficial for your relationship. You were snooping and you found some shit that you weren't even supposed to find that she don't use no more, and it's like irrelevant into the relationship that the two of you have now. Why the fuck would you bring it up? You stupid to even write and ask this dumb shit. This is how I said, these men these days are like little bitches. They don't have any kind of sense of when men, being a strong silent type. You don't tell everything that you know. You don't open your mouth about every goddamn thing. Because you're going to start talking about this, then your friend's going to be looking up her old OF account too. Then what you going to do? You see where this is a snowballing into a big deal? Shut your mouth. You didn't see shit. Erase all traces of it from your search history. You don't know the goddamn thing. Okay? That's my answer. My God, what the hell? These dudes, where are their fathers teach them to shut up? Don't talk about everything so much. You found out 9 months later? Here you go. That's how you do it, Mo. You don't say nothing. You don't fuss and fight about it. You just move on. And our final question for tonight's wild and wacky show. Question number 25. This is a female in the 18 to 21 age group. She's from Edmonton, Canada. Summary of issue. How do I politely refuse a male friend's advances without being rude? You know, you wrote the wrong person to answer this question because I love rude. I found myself in quite a few situations recently where guys have been really uncomfortably forward about wanting to be with me. They ain't trying to be with you, they just want a bone. It's resulted in a few problems since I'll admit I'm quite naive and not good at picking up on flirting, so their advances are always unexpected, making it difficult to come up with something to say on the spot. To be safe, I'll usually make it abundantly clear whenever I've been talking to a guy that I'm not interested in any form of relationship apart from friendship with anyone, which is true. But they don't seem to care. It's as if they see this as a challenge and push my boundaries anyway. For guys I barely know, I will cut off all contact once it becomes clear that they're only interested in dating. But when they're pre existing friends who I don't want to lose, it becomes more complicated. No, it doesn't. I don't want to be mean, but telling them I'm not interested doesn't seem to be enough. Any tips on how to politely refuse male friends' advances, being direct and clear without hurting their feelings? Why are you so worried about hurting their feelings? They sure ain't worried about hurting yours, right? Or are purely platonic male-female relationships really impossible? No, they're not impossible. But you know, my thing is this: you young, right? You're only in the 18 to 21 age group, so the chances are, the way that you call yourself being clear and direct is not really clear and direct. It's timid, it's soft, it's weak, and it's, you know, like mousy. Because that's how you young girls tend to do things. You're not good at confrontation. So I'm gonna say this. This is gonna be your new life plan. You're not gonna be friends with no dudes. No dudes at all. When a dude come up to you trying to talk to you, say just ignore him. Just say, you know, I don't have time. And you're just gonna walk the fuck off. For the guys that you already call friends, what you're gonna have to do is tell them, look, you know, we're gonna this friendship rather is gonna come to a screeching halt because I've noticed that you trying to cross boundaries. I've told you numerous times that I'm not interested in anything like that, and yet you keep pressing me. That means you're not interested in hearing my no. You're just like a fucking rapist. So I'm going to just cut out any contact with you at all. Don't call me. Forget you know me. Don't you text me. Block. I'm going to block you on all social media, and I don't ever want to talk to you again because you don't seem to want to respect a woman's no, and I can't have any man like that in my social circle. That's what you're gonna say. Even if you have to say that by text, that's what you're going to say. Listen, rewind this tape, and you listen to that, and you type it out, and that's what you're gonna practice saying to these clowns. Because you know, my thing is, any man who doesn't listen to a woman's no is no one that you should ever be concerned about hurting his feelings or not being rude to him. Those are the motherfuckers that you need to be rude to because they don't really care. Like you just said, they don't care. You telling them no, I'm not interested in all stuff, and they don't care because they're pressing for what they want. So you need to press back for what you want, which is them to be out of your life. Okay, that's what you do. So anyway, that was a very interesting selection of letters. They weren't as bad as last week. I thought I was going to lose my mind. I was like, whew, this is kind of rough. So yeah, that's our theme for tonight. Dude, what the fuck? Oh, you know I've had that graphic since like the 90s. I don't even know where I found that, but I've had that thing on my computer forever. But anyway, I hope you guys had good fun and learned. Those of you who came here to learn about relationships, that you learned something that you can take away and apply to your own romantic choices and romantic relationships. Go out there and make smart choices. Okay, don't let people bully you into relationships. Don't let people keep you in relationships that are unsatisfying you out of guilt, coercion, uh, some kind of confusion, your loneliness, all these kind of things that make people make stupid choices. Don't let that person be you. All right. And I will see y'all in about 2 weeks. Like I said, be sure to hit that subscription button before you go so that you'll get a notification when the next show is scheduled. I haven't scheduled it yet, but it'll be towards the end of the month. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye. And I'll be in touch, Shay. Bye.